am the best at this. Nah, you ain't gonna mess with this. Ever heard of what a veteran is? I work harder than most to be what the realest. Never stop training cause I'm the best at this.
Dad and his dad, very passionate Carlton supporters, so didn't have a lot of choice growing up. Although Mum's family's all Essendon, so there was a little bit of a power struggle when we were younger. I saw the light and managed to follow the Blues myself. I remember as a kid travelling down from Bendigo to Melbourne watching the Blues play, sitting at the very top row of Colonial Stadium as it was back then, and they're my fondest memories, being as a family. I love hanging my scarf out the window when we won, and you'd walk from the car park or wherever you were going from and there was thousands of people doing the same thing that you were, and everyone celebrating was a really cool thing as a kid.
Clock's running down, three-point attempt is good.
Picked up my first basketball when I was around about 4, and I went just along to the under 10 training. I wasn't allowed at that age to play games, which frustrated me as a 4-year-old, so got my fix by training with the under 10s. Was fortunate enough to get a scholarship to the AIS when I was 15, so moved away from home up into an elite environment at a pretty young age. From there, went on and had a 10-year professional career in the WNBL here, played over 150 games, and then, I suppose got to 25 and was probably a bit of a crossroads with where my basketball career was going. I'd just finished university and I felt for me that I still needed a challenge. I wanted something to get me excited, and basketball at that point in time wasn't doing that for me.
Footy fans coming from far and wide to witness a unique piece of football history.
There were some girls who were playing from Bendigo in that game, so that's the reason that I was there. I was down there supporting them, and I was actually I was really jealous of these girls running around getting to play a game that I grew up loving, watching and supporting, and they were getting the opportunity on the national stage to play that game. And I came away from that game, and that was probably for me a line in the sand moment where I went, I really want to actually be part of this. I can see the potential that this game has, and the influence that it has on people. I didn't really know if I wanted to do it, but it was also scary enough that I wanted to try it. That, lockout was just an unbelievable thing, and people will still talk about that, I think, in 10, 20, 30 years' time, about what happened that first night. And I'm so thankful that I was there, because if I wasn't there, perhaps I wouldn't be in the position that I am today. Studied physiotherapy along the way as well, and now find myself being a physio in the AFL and playing AFLW as well.
Connor trying to track Harrington, who's got the pace and the goal to get away. Hosking back to Harrington. There's
been so many times throughout my childhood where my dad, he had 2 girls, so myself and my sister, and he would always say jokingly, all I wanted was a half-back flanker for Carlton. That's all he wanted. And, I never took that personally, but that night when I got to pull on the jumper for the first time, not as a supporter, but as a player, I felt like, I'd made it almost from a family point of view. And, I got to make my parents proud. I got to make my family proud. I got to make myself proud. And because I had such a burning passion for this football club, I felt like I was able to, contribute to the history of the club, which already had such a great history. So, yeah, it was a really cool experience, and something that I don't take for granted every time I do get to put on the jumper.